Okay, so now I have watched a couple of videos on Photoshop and I liked a couple of ideas that I saw uh, for maybe the illustration. And so I have this collage here by Sierra Fallon, and she does a lot of surreal stuff. Excuse me. So I'm going to do some backwards learning here, or some backwards teaching. This would be my goal, to do a similar composition with images that I think are relevant to what I want to talk about in the book. So I've already selected some images, and I am using my pen tool here. And basically the way you set up your file here is the same way as in Illustrator. Just go File, New, and then you can change, instead of pixels to select the size, you can change it to inches, and you should be able to do, I did 9 by 9 because I know that the book is going to be 8.5 by 8.5, so I need at least 300 resolution for it to look good on print. And generally I want to do CMYK because that's what printers go by, the color, and you would do create. So I've already done that. So we can get out of here, and I'm using just the pen tool. So I'm going to continue drawing this building here. Actually is easier than I remember. For some reason I was very afraid of the pen tool, but it's been okay so far. And there's levers that come out, and you can adjust and make him more make him rounder, but I'm not really concerned with the edges at this point. I'm just doing like a little sketch to see where this takes me, see if I like it, and I'm just gonna, how far down did I go? This one, very far down. Okay. Okay, so if I right click and do make selection and new selection and click OK, it's gonna select it. So I'm right on top of this layer right here, which has the image. So now I know that if I move it, it's gonna cut it out. See how the little scissors come out on the cursor? So now if I move it, it's just gonna take the building. So that's what I want. So then I'm going to select inverse. Yep. Okay. So then I am going to delete. So what's going on now is it's actually selecting all the space around the building. So if I do backspace, it's gonna delete everything. So that worked out well. And I'm gonna do function. I want to zoom out of this. So if I do, no, okay. So if I do Alt and the zoom, I can zoom out. Okay. Okay. So here's the building. And I wish I can do, let's see, undo clear. This is what it looked like before when I selected it. So when I did clear, then here's just the building. Okay. And then you can do deselect and then just leave the building alone, and then you can do Control T for the building. Oh, we still have this much here. Shoot. Okay, so let me do undo tell the last date. No. Okay. So I'm just gonna be real lazy here, and I'm gonna take a big eraser, and I'm gonna make it not so big, not so small, a little bigger, and I'm gonna erase this. So as long as you're on that layer, you can erase the image. Okay, so now this building. Then I can do I believe, Control T. It's gonna have a huge frame around it. the image was big. So maybe if I okay, well, it doesn't matter. So let me zoom out. Okay. So I'm on this layer. And let me do Control T again, because if I do Shift, it's gonna enlarge it and keep it. Okay. So it's gonna keep it to scale. It won't let it skew it. Okay, so I'm just gonna start throwing some images in there. Let's see. So I have a couple buildings here. Oh, it's so tiny. This is gonna be pixelated. Oh, it's not too bad. Okay, so if you have an image like this, well, there's a pretty big difference between the blue and like the background color and this color. You might get away with just using the magic wand tool and selecting the blue so you can delete it. So it's not directly. So it's gonna ask me if you want to rasterize it, and I do because I just want to delete that. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna keep deleting this. It's gonna select the like pixels around where I'm pointing. That's why it's only selecting deleting that similar color. Okay, so now I'm going to get the eraser, and oh, right now I can do Control D for deselect. Not that selected anymore. And let me zoom in here. Make this a little smaller. And it's bad. Okay, so I'm thinking that this building, I want it to be black and white. So I'm gonna select the building, and you can realize you can find out where your building is by selecting this little eye here. And if you unselect the eye, then you know it's gone, so you know that's the right layer. So I want that. So I want an adjustment layer right up here. And I want this to be black and white. So I am going to completely remove. Oh, and if you want it to just apply to that layer, not everything else, because everything turned black and white, you want this adjustment layer. Effects. I was saying it there, was I moved it. Okay, so it's only gonna, if you click, okay, adjustment layers affect all layers below this. So now it's only affecting this guy. So now that it's black and white, I want it to really stand out. So I'm going to go to the brightness and contrast. And I'm going to also select it just to that layer. And amp the contrast. Okay. So then maybe on that layer, I'm going to go right here. And this is what the effect is going to be. So you see how it's changing? And this means it's how it's going to affect the layers below. So I want it to burn, or maybe I should zoom out so you can see that better. Okay. So that looks pretty cool. Okay. So this guy, I'm going to do Control T and I'm going to make it bigger. So I want these houses to also have an effect. So let me see if I just change the effect without changing the color. Overlay. So these. Okay, so the sky is showing because it's not. So as I was changing the effect, you could see the sky behind it or where it ended because I hadn't spread it out on the entire composition. So let's see. So now I have the houses selected. Yep. Here. More highlights. Overlay. Multiply. Dissolve. Normal. By saturation. Okay, I'm gonna go with that for now. Otherwise, I'll never be down. I don't know what the little thing is. So I'm going to just erase it. And then let's see. So I want to put in this guy here. And this is going to be hard. Because I would have to. Let's see. Maybe I'll just make it real small. Draw this to normal. So this is going to be hard because I have to draw. Let's see. The car out of here. So that's probably going to be my whole video. Let's see. So, okay, see, these are the levers that let you do the curves. And then, but then they're, I think they're so annoying because then you really have to do it right. Or the curve messes up. Because it also has to do with the one that goes up front. So it's like, well, how do you know what I mean? This is hard. Uh-oh. Z. So maybe if I just follow it like this, then I can later come back to it. Okay, so I think this is probably the only thing I'm going to be able to put into this video because it's going to take me forever. But then I hope to upload the collage later on when it's closer to being finished. And hopefully I learned something useful in those tutorials. And then the count, I'm sure I am, because they are pretty useful. Lots and lots of information there. I just wish I had more time.